Good morning, brother fans. It is Friday, August 9th. And, new head of household. Get ready for your heads to twist and spin as targets change and alliances reform. Tommy, first of all, keep this in mind. Field trip voting ends at noon Eastern time. That's 9 a.m. Pacific. You have 10 votes left if you've never voted. You had 10 votes a day. You have to be registered on the CBS site. Someone told me you have to be an all access subscriber. I don't know if that's the case or not. I didn't test it, but let's pretend you do. You can get a free 1 week trial. And cast your last 10 votes, or cast your 10 votes if you want to, or just wait and see what happens. It's going to be a popularity contest. People were running online polls to figure out who was going to get it. It sounds like when I saw that maybe Christie was up there, maybe Jack, maybe who are both not, well, Christie's still eligible. Tommy obviously is ineligible now. They took him off the voting page as an option. But Cliff and Kat may also be up there, which is interesting. But just bear in mind, all of the plans that Tommy has made last night will be completely upended by this field trip competition, which will probably happen this morning or this afternoon. I would guess the feeds will be down. It's only 3 people competing, so depending on what kind of competition it is, it may not be too long. And also remember, they're not going outside the house. They're not actually going out on a field trip, I don't think. I think they're just doing a competition in the backyard. So, Tommy's plan, even though he told everybody, in my last tweets last night were out, he said I'm not going to talk to anybody. I'm not going to talk to anybody. Well, you and I know that he has a very close final two and a pre-show relationship with Christie. So every time he said that, I'm going like, yeah, let's see if he talks to Christie. At first he made it sound like, well, I'm closest with Annalise, or I'm not closest with Annalise, but I'm going to talk to Annalise and bounce things off her, but nobody else. And I thought, yeah, nobody else except for Christie. And then he backed and said, no, I'm not going to talk to anybody about this. And I thought, yeah, anybody except for Christie. And sure enough, last night, after the head of household reveal and everything, he and Christie got together and talked about game plans and stuff. I mean, we're talking to the level of Tommy saying you should sleep in this room, the trailer bedroom, the Airstream bedroom, to keep that group, Jessica and Nicole, and I can't remember who else, maybe Kat, from having conversations. Members of the opposite side of the house in the view of Christie and Tommy. So there's lots of game talk going on between Christie and Tommy, which is exactly what I expected, and you probably did too. So Christie and Tommy have worked through the different options. Tommy was extremely loyal to Jack. There was lots of joking online that Tommy had a crush on Jack, that Tommy was kind of, really kind of was hung up on Jack quite a bit, and so it was rather devastating to Tommy that Jack went. And so his options, who he was looking at, kind of make sense. The two people most to blame, not necessarily responsible, but to blame for the fact that Jack walked out, who were the two people that Jack was trying to get to vote to keep him in the house? He was working on Cliff, who strung him along, and Kat, who gave him a smart-ass answer on Thursday that she needed to get her hair done, and didn't, said it was tricky and I got to get my hair done or something to that effect. So that's actually who Tommy's now targeting, Cliff and Kat, and he actually is going after Kat. That's his top priority. All right, so. And Nicole is the backup nominee, but he doesn't even want to get to that point. He told her as much. She wasn't on his radar. But don't make too many promises, Tommy, because things are going to change in your nomination in your world probably. So now that's what we know what Tommy's plans are. But now we have to wait and see what happens with the fallout from nominations with the field trip. So remember, 3 people will participate in this field trip competition. 1 will be unsafe. 1 will earn a punishment, because we got to have these stupid punishments going on all the time now. And 1 will be nominated. If Cliff and Kat are 2 of those that go to that eviction, or not not eviction, if they go to the field trip, then it's very possible that 1 is safe and 1 ends up nominated. Tommy will have to pick 2 other people. It's also possible that neither of them go, or only one of them goes and gets the punishment or gets nominated automatically. But still, Tommy will have to pick someone else. We're going to end up with 3 people nominated, I think, by the end of tonight. And then tomorrow will be the head of house, or the power veto competition, which I think Tommy won't get to draw. His participant will be the nominee for the penalty, I believe, or from the nominee from the field trip. I believe they'll still only have 6 participate. Tommy won't get to pick anybody. The 2 other nominees will get to draw for names or get household choice and get to pull someone. And then we'll end up with a power veto winner. I'm not 100% sure. I've seen conflicting information, and I just don't plain remember if the field trip nominee, who's someone that Tommy didn't put up, wins the power veto and saves themselves. I'm not 100% sure that I don't think Tommy will get to renominate anybody, because he didn't make that original nomination. So that would be, in essence, giving him a 3rd nomination when his original nominees are still up. So I don't believe Tommy will get to replace the nominee if they go up. But I'm not 100% sure. Someone said that there was an explanation on how it worked based on a previous season when this kind of a situation occurred. I don't remember. I just plain don't remember. I'll know it by Monday when the actual power veto ceremony is. But for right now, I'm just not sure. And it's not crucial to today's game. What's crucial is who goes on this field trip, which we won't find out, by the way, I don't think, until after the whole process. And then we're going to have to sort it out and hear them talk and figure it out. Because what should happen, based on past experiences, is, as I said, right now the voting is going on. It goes on until noon Eastern time. At around probably noon, they usually get their wake-up call. They may start to get woken up, or the feeds may just cut right out. But we're not going to see them get told about the field trip. We're going to go from house guests just either waking up or still in bed to feeds being off, unless, well, either way, they may get up and walk around for a bit if the backyard isn't ready for the field trip competition. And then the feeds will just cut, unless they do something strange. I mean, never say never. Never say it's not going to, this is the exact way it's sure to work, but it probably will go this way. Feeds will cut. They'll be down for several hours for the power veto for the field trip competition. And then they'll flip back on, and we'll have to parse through the feeds to figure out who went and who won, who was nominated, or who's safe, who's nominated, who got the penalty. And it'll take, a little bit of time to figure all that out. And then it's possible that they go straight from that to nomination. So we may come back and have nominees. That'll be a confusing mess to figure out. I hope that's not the case. I hope they don't do that, leave us without information. I hope they come back for a brief time, because Tommy will have to shuffle his nomination thoughts, and may want to talk to people and say, I didn't know this was going to happen, so now I got to rethink. And he'll be able to do that. Yeah, it'll be an excuse to say, look, this isn't how I wanted it to go. I told you were safe, but I didn't know this was going to happen. So I can see that happening. In which case, now we think Nicole obviously may be the 3rd nominee. If by chance, Cliff ends up nominated, let's just say, from the field trip, Kat ends up safe from the field trip, and Tommy has to pick 2 nominees, He may go with Jessica and Nicole. He may go with Nicole and Nick, potentially, because Annalise did say that Nick had said he would go after Tommy and Christy if he one head of household. So Tommy's got that little bit of information to bear in mind. It could be just no way to predict exactly who's going up yet until this competition happens today. So wait for that to happen. Oh, cough button, just a second. Okay. So that's what's up. We now have new head of household. Tommy still had to wear his outfit. I thought he would get out of it because he's head of household. But they've made him do stuff. Now, I don't know if he's still on it yet overnight. And even if he is, he should be released from it today. So that process will happen too. He'll be released from his punishment today. But normally, punishments only last as long as until you're head of household. It usually is like a wipe the slate clean thing. I'm not sure why this wasn't the case, except for maybe they have some elaborate way for Tommy to end his punishment, so they didn't want to do that. I'm not sure. It's continuity probably purposes. Who knows? Other thoughts? Well, there's this big elephant in the room named Jack and Julie. I don't know what to say. I don't know. I mean, Jack knew the questions were coming. He had to know that. He's been talked about it too. He was talked to on these issues weeks ago when they happened. And so he had to know that he couldn't have been totally shocked. And Jack has always been, when he comes to the conversation, the way he handled Julie, it's just like, yeah, well, Julie, he knew that this was coming. He rolled with it. He probably handled it the best he could. Whether people buy his excuses or not is a whole nother matter. I was a bit surprised that it felt like it was kind of a 1-2 punch from Julie, in that she hit him with the chemi stuff, and he probably thought, okay, I'm clear of that. And we got through that. And then he brought up the Bella comment about the rice pudding thing. And I think that kind of probably surprised Jack, that it's like, oh no, you hit me with another one. And even though he had dealt with both of those things in the house, I believe, I think he got called in on the second thing. I think it probably hit him a bit that, wow, this is what we're going to talk about on my eviction. Now, he did do almost an 11 or an over 11 minute interview with Julie that's online as well. And you can check that out, where they played every single house guest goodbye message for him, including one from the Alien. We'll just leave it at that. I'm not an Alien fan. I'm not a house shouter. I don't no ill will meant towards the actor that's been doing this for the last few seasons, but that bit just kind of It's just, if we could see it on the feeds, it'd be one thing, but they don't let us see it on the feeds. And yes, people are like, well, he's an actor and they'd have to pay him extra to stream it. Oh well, pay him the extra. That's my thought. How much extra is really extra? Just pay him. Yeah, I think that's it, guys. I'm arriving at work, and so I'm going to sign off. Big Brother Gossip Show tomorrow, Saturday, and we'll talk to you then. I don't think I'll do another CarCast until then. I hope you have a good day. Happy Friday. And I don't know if I'll do a Periscope this afternoon or not. I probably will. But yesterday I had a day off, as I said, and I drove a different vehicle, and I left my camera, my phone holder in that vehicle, so I don't have a way to mount my phone. And I used to, way back when, do it by holding my phone while I drove, but that really isn't very safe, and we'll have to see what I do. I'll probably end it. I don't know what I'll do. I'm not sure yet. But I'm going to sign off, guys. Hope you have a good day, and I will talk to you all later. All right? See ya.